What brought you to coaching in the first place? What was going on for you?
I had undergone an ayahuasca ceremony and I was interested in trying to integrate that experience as best I could in a therapeutic sense. So it was all about laying the groundwork for that and then integrating afterwards. And then after that, just kind of moving forward and figuring out what I wanted to do with the insights that I'd gained and yeah, um, how I was going to live really.
When you had your experience, what types of themes did you end up bringing?
I remember we discussed the internal family systems model and the idea of using that as kind of a template, as an approach, just to set my intention. Um, and just in terms of processing the experience while it was happening. And it was extremely helpful.
It was great going through that with you.
Mm,
Um, yeah, for the people, I guess, watching this, me and you read the No Bad Parts book together
mm,
during the coach,
mm,
and then that really helped us to work out some of the parts at play and bring some language to a somewhat
mm.
complex experience,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
is the case with ayahuasca.
absolutely. Yeah. Just it just gave it a focus and a shape even that was enormously helpful going in and certainly during and afterwards as well. Um, just kind of in terms of knowing where to put it, like what to do with it once it was in there and the dust was settling.
What did you think of the process of coaching, like the sessions themselves?
I don't know what I expected really. I mean, it wasn't, and this is in a good way, it wasn't directive. You weren't like trying to fix me or lead me down a certain route in terms of, how to approach the ceremony or anything else, really. I experienced it as just being heard and supported, given a focus for my thoughts. You helped me to kind of define the issue and then work out how to address it and what it meant when I had addressed it.
Mm.
Um, and it was kind of holding the space to allow me to do that effectively with guidance rather than direction, if that makes sense.
What would you say were the biggest sorts of insights or um, progress that you made with the stuff that you brought?
It's almost as simple as just having it witnessed and validated. It helped me to connect to that because I really can't overstate this enough, actually. It was just it being taken seriously almost, because I
Mm.
don't know about you, but I have a kind of credulity or skepticism barrier where a lot of kind of self-work is involved. Of like, that's just new age bollocks, isn't it? Ugh, not interested. It's all a fraud, it's all nonsense. I have that resistance in me. I think a lot of people do. It's fairly understandable. But it can be taken too far, and then you miss out on some really good, helpful stuff. There was this balancing act for me between being fully committed and invested in it and believing in what I was doing, and that voice on the other side going, hang on a minute, this is just madness. Is this maybe all just a bit kind of weird and delusional?
Mm.
And just getting a second pair of eyes on it and being like, actually, no, it makes sense. It's valid. I don't know about other people, but I did, I needed that. I needed the sense of somebody who knew what they were talking about, kind of supporting me to a degree in it. Because otherwise, I think I would have been very anxious, probably not really able to engage with the experience when it did happen, or to get as much benefit as I did from it in the aftermath. So it was just having somebody who spoke the same language, but clearly also wasn't, a complete new age woo woo merchant. Was It sounds very simplistic, but it was very, very valuable.
It can be really difficult to create structure around these
Mm,
nebulous, sort of abstract, emotional experiences that come up after a retreat like that.
yes, and just having it considered carefully and evaluated by someone else. And yeah, having some signposts, having a way of navigating this terrain, in this case the IFS model. It just gives you a fixed point. It gives you something you can rely on in a landscape that feels a bit treacherous at times. It's kind of shifting all the time. It's treacherous is maybe the wrong word, but it's there's something quite anxiety inducing about that anyway, without adding like psychedelics into the mix. Um, any kind of major life change, yeah.
And you've been really brave in just meeting these emotions when they come up. I feel like
Thank you.
they're not easy. Some of the shadow work, some of the stuff that we don't want to look at, and can feel quite a lot of resistance when we touch upon it. I feel
Mm,
like you're someone who's actually been like, you know what, I'm ready to look at this stuff.
thank you. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I would turn that back around on you though and say that without a kind of empathic, sensitive, engaged approach, I might not have felt able to go quite as far as I did, without being supported.
Mm.
Um,
Mm. Well, thank you.
no, no, it's that's just the truth of it. I wouldn't have been quite that brave if I hadn't felt like I had backup.
What would you say then to people who are considering coaching with me and people that are considering coaching in general? If someone's on the fence about whether to do coaching for this stuff or not, what would you say?
I would say go for it because, it's not going to do you any harm and it will probably do a great deal of good in terms of keeping you safe and just helping you on a less dramatic level to get the most out of it.
Mm.
That kind of experience, I mean. But in general, yeah, I mean, I was a coaching skeptic not that long ago. I was skeptical about all forms of counseling or therapy or helping work.
Mm.
Um, just stewing in my own solitary misery. And I know better now. And yeah, I would recommend it. I would recommend it as an ideal first step for anyone who wants to move forward in their life, who feels stuck, um, who feels like they can't quite work out where to begin and need a bit of direction and help focusing their thoughts. Um, but I would say with Rob in particular, he's very good at that kind of thing and creates just the right atmosphere for it. So that's a double recommendation. It's been fun. It's been really fun. Apart from because it probably all sounds a bit like, oh my God, sounds like a lot and it all sounds quite heavy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be. It was also fun
Yeah.
doing the work. It was just a really good atmosphere to do it in.